So I'm walking around the Mecum auction, checking out the different cars and trying to get a feel for the experience, and bumped into our friend Charlie Lillard standing in front of, what is this, a 1 of 12?
1 of 12
Dodge Challenger?
446-pack Challenger convertible, built for the new car introduction of the 70 Challenger.
So this was like a dealer promo kind of thing, or?
Chrysler built 12 of them, equipped them all the same, and put them on display at the largest Chrysler dealerships around the country. They're full loaded, red on red, 446-pack Challenger convertible, 4-speed power windows. It's just it doesn't get any better than that. And there was only 12 of them, so that's like one of my dream cars of this auction. This car is just too cool.
So what are you doing here? Are you looking around just the cars, like a car show? Are you buying, selling? What's happening?
I'm trying not to buy anything. I brought one of my cars to sell. It goes across in a couple hours. Hopefully it'll do all right.
Okay.
Should be fun.
Well, this is good. Just being a regular guy here with a car to sell, is this kind of nerve-wracking? Is it scary? Is this a good thing? How does this whole deal work?
It's not scary because well, you're nervous anyway because you hope you do all right with your car, but it's a reserve auction for the most part.
Okay.
So if you don't want to take a gamble, if you're not a big gambler, you can put a fair reserve on your car, and if it doesn't bring the reserve, you can take it home. But for the most part, the buyers are here and they'll determine the fair market value of the car. If you can't find anybody willing to pay more than what it'll bring here, you probably need to wake up to what your car is really worth these days, because they aren't worth what they were, say, 3 years ago, 2 years ago. So everybody's relearning things.
So the perception that the cars that go through the high-profile auctions are bringing these astronomically inflated values, that's kind of gone now, huh?
Yeah, for the most part. There's some flukes where something slips through and brings stupid money, but for the most part, if you're looking for a car, you can come here, and there are just a ton of good quality cars, and they're here and the owners are here and you can talk to them, look at them. I've heard people say, well, I wouldn't buy it at an auction. Well, how much time do you have to waste wild goose chasing, driving or flying to look at one car at a time and find out the guy misrepresented the car? You can come to an auction like this and you can look at 1,000 cars, 1,500 cars, up close and personal, and see if you like it. And these days, they stand behind their cars. If it's misrepresented on the auction sheet, they'll back up the deal.
Oh, really? So you got some recourse
if it
now.
says numbers matching and it's not numbers matching, they're gonna back up the deal. There's a safety net going through, and if somebody represents something on the auction sheet, it better be the truth.
Mm-hmm.
We all have interpretations of what show quality paint is. So when you're here in front of it, you look at the paint yourself. But if somebody says original born with, original stamped motor, and it's not, then they've lied about it. But for the most part, there's some nice cars here. I brought Malitude here, Stilo built 64 twin turbo car.
Badass car.
Yeah, it's very fast.
And you're expecting the kind of buyer that Malitude might attract to be here, so that was the motive?
The build quality of Malitude, the paint, fit, finish. If you put it on eBay,
they're not going to get it.
You don't get it. You can't see up close how straight the body and paint is, the attention to detail on the whole car. I've had a crowd of people around the car looking at it, just amazed at how straight somebody can get a 64 Chevelle and make it. The car's just that nice. And now the people have seen it, they go, oh, and there's people that wouldn't ordinarily be interested in that type of car. You tell them about a 1,000 horsepower twin turbo car, but then when they see it, and you go, well, it's got air conditioning and paddle shift, and it'll get 15, 20 miles a gallon. You can turn the horsepower up or down. It's like, wow, and you start it up and it's quiet as a mouse, so it works out great for everyone.
And you've got some buyers here that might not be aware of the car, but now they see it in person. And
yeah, they've never heard of the car.
Sure.
And they see the car, and now there's guys that, from all indications, they're going to be around in a couple hours to bid on the car. They either buy it or they don't buy it, and you're leaving with your money. It's that good of a deal.
So if Malitude sells, do we have something else taking its place yet?
Maybe... That's just mean. I don't think I can afford this.
Kelly met Sherman Strother from North Carolina, who just had to be part of the action.
So you mean to tell me within 24 hours you'd made a decision to come here? You've seen it on the internet and you came here?
I did. Looked at it for 24 hours or so after getting last email or two, and opened them up, and I said, let's go. My wife goes to bed, and she said, are you coming to bed? And I said, not until I book the flights. And I did. I booked the flights, booked the hotel, and arrived about 5 to 6 hours after I booked the flights.
Oh my goodness.
And I drove straight from the airport to the rental car agency and right to Mecum. Was not able to check in the hotel. I arrived so early. So
wow.
I'm still tired from the first day or so, but you know, it's my choice. I'm looking at a couple of Corvettes.
Okay.
I have not purchased them yet. I bought cars in other venues, but not through an auction. And I wanted to try this, so I traveled from North Carolina very quickly overnight to see this, and it's everything that it's built to be. I mean, but you want to see everything here, and you know, you have to look at some cars, you have to walk in and get ready to bid, you have to know and research it, but you know, that's part of the fun of it. You know, you came to look at cars, and Mecum is just going way out, and they're doing what the car guys want, and car ladies too.
By the end of the day, we'd learned that if you're buying, selling, or just checking out the cool cars, a Mecum auction is well worth the trip.